Hello, my friends. Welcome back to American Lingo Academy. I'm Fiona, and today we're going to learn another 10 common English phrasal verbs that native speakers use all the time. These phrasal verbs are very useful, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what they mean and how to use them naturally in your own conversations. Now, I know phrasal verbs can feel tricky at first, but don't worry. I'm going to break each one down for you step by step. We'll go nice and slow, and I'll give you lots of examples so you can hear how these sound in real conversations. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Number 1, blast off. This phrasal verb means to launch into space, like a rocket, or to start something very quickly and powerfully. You might hear this when people talk about space missions, but we also use it in everyday conversation when something starts really fast or when someone leaves quickly. For example, imagine you're watching a rocket launch on TV. You might say, "The rocket is going to blast off in 3, 2, 1. Here's another one. Let's say your friend is running late for work and suddenly jumps up from the breakfast table. You could say, "Wow, she really blasted off this morning. She was in such a hurry." Number 2, blaze away. This means to shoot continuously, like with a gun, or to work very hard and fast at something without stopping. It's like when someone is really focused and going full speed ahead. For example, if you're talking about someone practicing piano for hours, you might say, "She's been blazing away at those scales all afternoon." You might hear something like this when describing someone working really hard on a project. "He's been blazing away at his presentation all weekend. He really wants it to be perfect." Number 3, bleed out. This is a serious one. It means to lose blood until you become very weak or die. We use this in medical situations, but sometimes people use it in a more casual way to talk about losing something gradually. For example, if someone is talking about a medical emergency, they might say, "The paramedics got there just in time. He was starting to bleed out from his injuries." Here's another one. Sometimes people use this about money or resources. "The company is bleeding out money. They need to find a solution fast." Number 4, bliss out. This is a fun one. It means to become completely relaxed and happy, usually in a peaceful, dreamy way. Think about when you feel so calm and content that you almost feel like you're floating. For example, imagine you're at a spa getting a massage. You might say, "I just completely blissed out during that massage. It was so relaxing." People often say something like this about meditation or yoga. "Every time I do yoga, I just bliss out and forget about all my stress." Number 5, block in. This means to surround something or someone so they can't move or get out. It's like when you're trapped by other cars in a parking lot, or when you're sketching and you draw the basic shapes first. For example, let's say you parked your car and now there are cars all around you. You might say, "Oh no, I'm completely blocked in. I can't get out of this parking space." You might hear something like this when someone is talking about drawing. "First, I block in the basic shapes. Then I add all the details later." Now, before we continue with the rest of our phrasal verbs, I want to ask you for a small favor. If you're finding this lesson helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us create more content for English learners like you, and we post new videos every single day to help you improve your English. Okay, let's keep going. Number 6, block off. This means to close an area so people can't enter it, usually with barriers or signs. Think about when police close a street for construction or when you rope off an area at a party. For example, imagine there's construction work on your street. You might say, "They blocked off the whole street this morning, so I had to take a different route to work." Here's another one. If you're having a party and want to keep people out of certain rooms, you could say, "We blocked off the upstairs area so guests would stay on the main floor." Number 7, block out. This has a few meanings. It can mean to stop light, sound, or thoughts from coming in. It's like when you close your curtains to keep the sun out, or when you try not to think about something unpleasant. For example, if your neighbor is playing loud music, you might say, "I put on my headphones to block out all that noise." People often say something like this about bad memories. "I try to block out that embarrassing moment from high school. I don't want to think about it." Number 8, block up. This means to fill or clog something so nothing can pass through. Think about when your sink gets clogged with food, or when your nose is stuffed up from a cold. For example, if you have a terrible cold, you might say, "My nose is completely blocked up. I can't breathe through it at all." You might hear something like this about a drain. "The kitchen sink is blocked up with grease and food scraps. We need to call a plumber." Number 9, blow away. This is a really common one with two main meanings. First, it can mean that wind moves something with force. Second, and this is the fun meaning, it means to really impress someone or surprise them in an amazing way. For example, if there's a big storm, you might say, "The wind was so strong it blew away all the patio furniture." Here's another one using the other meaning. If you see an incredible movie, you could say, "That film just blew me away. The special effects were incredible." Number 10, blow down. This means that wind knocks something over or destroys it by pushing it down. We often use this when talking about storms, hurricanes, or really windy weather. For example, after a big storm, you might say, "The hurricane blew down several trees in our neighborhood." People often say something like this after bad weather. "That old fence finally got blown down in last night's storm. We knew it wouldn't last much longer." And there you have it, my friends. Those are 10 super useful phrasal verbs that you'll hear native English speakers use all the time. Remember, the key to mastering phrasal verbs is practice and listening to how they sound in natural conversation. Don't worry if they don't feel natural right away. That's completely normal. The more you hear them and use them, the more comfortable you'll become. I really hope this lesson helped you understand these phrasal verbs better. Learning English takes time and patience, but you're doing great just by being here and practicing. Keep watching, keep learning, and most importantly, keep speaking. If you enjoyed today's lesson, please give this video a like. Share it with your English learning friends. Leave me a comment telling me which phrasal verb was your favorite. And don't forget to subscribe, because we post new videos every single day to help you on your English journey. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep practicing and remember, you've got this.